Hi YouTube.
Hey YouTube friends and family, it's your boy GB Reviews, and today I am reviewing... No, I'm not doing that one. I'm reviewing the Jeep Gladiator. It looks similar to this vehicle right here, which is the Jeep Wrangler. But this is actually a new vehicle, 2020. It falls in a new category that it's this market that compete with like the Toyota Tacoma. It's a mid-sized truck. So it has a 5-foot bed and 4-door cab capacity and soft top. So we're gonna go over all the kind of the tips and features of this car. It's trail rated, 4x4, and fully removable doors, etc. But we're gonna go over all of this, and you can see the pyramid in the back, which is kind of cool. We're gonna go over some of the things on the inside, talk about the sizing, and then I'll pop open the hood so you can see the engine. It's a V6 standard. The vehicle, this one as listed, is kind of the basic trail rated one. It starts about 35,000, and then they have the Rubicon version, which is the top tier one, which is 45,000, and it has a hard top and a couple other things like locking differentials. But let's start off with the inside, and then we'll move our way to the outside. So let's get at it. Hey, today's video is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage Therapy. Please check them out there in Waldorf, Maryland. If you're in the area, Melissa Short is the massage therapist, and check it out. Thank you. So one of the things that you may or may not like about the Jeep Wrangler Gladiator is that it is loud on the inside relative to other cars because of the fact that it has a soft top. See the soft top, you can hear the noise. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but there's a whistle or kind of a hum from the air hitting the top. Now, I haven't had a Wrangler probably in 20 years, but I remember that was one of the things that I really disliked about it, is because it was so loud on the inside. So you either have to have the music up all the time, or you just have to like be able to kind of just block out the sound of the road, because you do have really loud road noises. Now, it's not road noises from other cars, it's really from the wind hitting the top. But I just wanted you to hear the road noise. Now, one thing I do appreciate about this car is that, you know, it does have a digital and analog display. So you can see how on the display it gives you a lot of information. It gives you the range, it gives you pitch. And so Jeep has done a very good job of integrating technology but still keeping that kind of analog feel. And this is a 4-wheel drive setup as well. So you got the 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive setup, and you have 4 low and 4 high. One of the things, again, I appreciate about this car is that it's a stick shift. And a lot of people are probably like, wow, you driving a stick shift? But that is a pretty cool feature, because it's harder. It's getting harder and harder to find stick shift cars, especially as they have electric cars coming out. You're going to find less manual transmissions out there. The other thing that I find about the interior of this car that's kind of strange is that the windows, and maybe it's because the doors are removable, but the window controls for doing putting the windows up and down is in the center, and that is okay, but it's kind of annoying when you have to do a manual shift for the car. You know, there's just certain things that you just cannot do at the same time. So it's just and you can lock the doors. If you see right here, you can lock the doors so that the windows don't work, so the window lock is there, but it's in the center, so I can control all 4 windows from the center of the car. So that's interesting. going into the vehicle, and I'm gonna drop in some night video too, so you can just see what it's like. So friends and family, this is the trail rated Jeep Gladiator. As you can see, it's that Jeep truck thing that I told you guys I would review. I saw it, I wanted to review it, and it like is a soft top and has a soft back. But this is the Jeep Gladiator review. This is just kind of the night look. We're gonna go through all of the kind of the features and quirks of it. But this car is so interesting. I mean, look at this. It's super interesting. Like I saw one on the streets the other day and I was like, I gotta get one of these to review. And look, Fate has helped me out. And yo, the 8th largest pyramid in the world is the Bass Pro Shop in Tennessee. You gotta love it. Anyway, we're gonna review this car. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna see things that I like and dislike about it. Starting off, it says pushing the clutch. Now, you're not gonna buy one of these vehicles unless you can drive a stick shift, because they are all in stick. And it has a forcing function that before you can put it in reverse, you have to push this up. You can't just push it into reverse. It won't go into reverse, it'll just go into first. But if you do that, then if you push this up, it allows you to go into first gear. Anyway, push button start. You have to hold down the clutch, and you have to hold down. And if you notice, when it did that start thing, they put a lot of different like little kind of quirky, almost Easter eggs in there. They're Jeep logos hidden around the car, even though it's a Jeep. And when you start it up, a Jeep kind of drives across the top. So we're gonna look at that again so you can see it. Or push button. You see the little Jeep that drove across? So, and it's a Jeep Gladiator that drove across the bottom of the screen. So anyway, just like with the standard cars today that have CarPlay, this definitely has CarPlay. You can go through all the functions. I'm not going to talk about that, but just so you know, when you hook it up, it's touchscreen, so it's actually quite nice.
It's coming.
They have a backup cam.
In fact, it'll spill over into downhill 4. Downhill 4 version.
I'm going to turn that off, but anyway, just you have different things. Everything's touchscreen, the radio settings, and then if you plug your phone in to the USB port, or you can hook it up wirelessly, it'll ask you if you want to do CarPlay. Has a built-in compass. Now, if you get the higher version of this, you get different things like locking differentials and things like that go here. Actually, I think it's down here somewhere, but it'll be there, and that allows you. And then they have a thing that this one doesn't have, but it's called off-roading four-wheel drive. So, or off-roading cruise control. So there's a button here for that. But it's overall it's pretty standard fare. It's a nice riding vehicle. And again, this is a soft top, so we're gonna actually pull off the soft top. But I want you to see. Again, this is the kind of the base model, 35,000. The hard top, again, starts at like around 45,000. And you can get leather seats. But these are all weatherproof seats. And I'm going to show you a few things that are around here. So again, standard. This is standard to some of the other Jeep models. But the nice part about it is that all of these things seal so that you can get rained on or be off-road without getting water in here. They have a media port here, so you can plug in your accessories here. This is USB-C, which is kind of unique in many cars, but it's becoming more and more common. But USB-C, and then it has a standard USB and then an audio plug, which I thought was kind of cool. But the thing that you're going to find really interesting is that the window locks, or the window latches, are here. So if I hit this window ledge, it goes down. And you would ask, like, why is it like that? But the reason it's like that is because, as I said, the doors are removable. So the doors for this Jeep are fully removable. And then you can order aftermarket, made by Jeep or Mopar, doors, different type. You can order half doors. You can order like the tube doors. There's a whole bunch of different type of options. But I like it. It's pretty cool. There's not really much to say about this part of it. We're gonna open the top, and as you can see, the latches are actually quite easy to open, but we're gonna do that after I get in the back just to show you exactly how much room there is. So let's swap it around real quick. Shows you how easy it is to open these latches. And I'm gonna lock this. If you look at this, you have to lock that down. I have to make sure I latch that. And then you latch it back, and then that's just it. All right, so let's get, all right, so we're getting in the back. You know, I'm 6'4", moving some stuff over. As a passenger in the back, and that seat is adjusted for me, but it's as far as it can go anyway. I have a lot of room, see? So in the back passenger, I'm 6'4". It's not bad. If I was on a long trip and I sat up, it's not that bad. And I'm in a suit, so it's actually pretty comfortable sitting back here, which I think is kind of cool. The seats are just, you know, standard fare, pretty comfortable. I don't know how comfortable it would be if it was soaking wet back here, but this is pretty nice. I like it. I would, you know, if this was my car, I'd probably tint out the back windows just to make it a little bit cooler back here. Because it's a soft top, this window back here is a plastic window, which is removable, and then you can remove the whole top. Like I said, we're gonna remove this just so you can see what that looks like. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a pretty cool vehicle. Swap it around a little. So as you can see back here, it has window controls here, which is interesting, again, considering the doors are removable. And then they have vents that open up back here, which is kind of cool. Cup holders, pretty standard. Let me jump out and show you one thing I think is actually quite cool about this car. The CarPlay menu, you see it just comes up with your standard thing, but it's the newest version, so it actually allows you to use Waze, which I think is kind of cool. Whereas before, it would only allow you to use the Apple Maps navigating software. So this is much better. And then again, you know, climate, media, all this other stuff. And if you need to get back to CarPlay, you can. The nice part about the speedometer setup is that everything is, your messages will come up here, but you can see a lot of trip information, pitch and roll, unless if you're going slow and you're off-road. But it's pretty good. And then, you know, again, it's analog and digital combo. They did a good job. And if you see that graphic right there, if you look at, all right, let me show you this. It's hard to see, but that's an old school Jeep. These are part of the Easter eggs. See how it's an old school Jeep in there on grass? It's awesome. It's the little touches that mean so much. Okay, friends and family, I had to change because, you know, I can't be popping open tops when it's like kind of raining outside, and it's also cold, and I'm gonna jump up on a Jeep. So we're gonna do all of this now. We're gonna pop this top for you, and then we're gonna see how easy it is, and then we'll roll back the cover so you can see what the trunk space is like. All right, so remove the top, and I'll drop some more video in here too of really what you're supposed to do is the back panels. I'm not pulling all this stuff up. I just want to show you how to roll this around. So these come loose. And then technically it's the old Jeep thing. You can pop these panels out. These panels just kind of come out. And this whole thing comes off, but we're not gonna do that. The reason that we're not gonna do that is because it's about to start raining. But once you do this, and I'm resting against the door, and this just comes all the way back. See? This folds back, and then the back window comes out, and then ta-da, you have a convertible, which is kind of cool. It's easy to do, like I showed you. Now, if you want to totally remove this, when this folds down like this, but it's not, it's almost like an old school convertible, which is not a cool look. And it also catches a lot of wind. Now, for the adventurous types, you can actually pull, all this hardware comes out. So let's look at that. This hardware comes out. I remember this was one of the most annoying parts of my old Jeep Wrangler, is that when you had to pull this hardware out, it just kind of sucked. So I would say don't do that, and don't ride around with this thing like this. We're gonna close this back up, but you can see the operation is pretty simple, and it just kind of slams back down. And then reattach these levers, lock that down, and there you go. I mean, that's pretty simple. And like I said, the one in the back, you can pull this out, and I'll drop the video in here, or you can see the video. I'll drop it in just so you can see how to pull it off, and I'll narrate it a little bit, but it's not that difficult. With the soft top version, it's actually quite simple to pull the top off. I just didn't want to do it because it was raining, but you see the back, it pulls off fairly simply, and you just pull the little tabs out, and then you slide the window out, and that's it. So you're done. It's not that difficult. Now, the last part, this is kind of interesting, pulling this cover back. So you fold this up, you saw that. And this is the bed, it's kind of dirty, I'm sorry about that. But it's all like the new technology and the new materials just so much better and lighter. The old material was just kind of crappy back in the day. But this folds halfway, so you could close. So just so you know, if you have this closed and locked, you cannot pull this up. When this is locked, you can't pull this up. All right. So just remember that. This actually has to be unlocked and open for this to go up. Now, once you do that like that, then you can open it all the way. So all you need to do is pull these tabs, and then it just rolls back. So the tabs release this, and then this just rolls. You can roll this whole thing back. Ta-da. And then that's it. And normally, I would jump in the back. We'll swap. Normally I jump in the back, but this is a 5-foot cab, and you can see, one, it's dirty, but two, I can easily fit back in here. Now, in some of the other models, we're gonna swap it around. This would be a power plug, and the Rubicon, this is a power outlet, and you can plug in here. So there are certain things that you get when we talked about that difference in price, and there's certain things that you get when you just pay that extra $45. The Rubicon just has touches and finishes that are a little bit nicer. The one thing I forgot to mention is once you get this all the way here, these straps, you can lock this down, and then it just stays rolled up, but these straps you can lock in here on both sides. We're gonna roll this back out. And then if I pull this, should be latched. Yeah, that size now. So all right, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're gonna lock this down, and then I'm gonna fix it. So what I discovered is that you have to have this thing bent. If you have it straight, it won't lock. You have to have this bent, which means that you have to pull this, and then it'll snap into place, and it just locks. And then that's it. And then if I lock it with the key, which I have somewhere, you can't get in there, right? Unless you cut it, which hopefully people wouldn't do. All right, so now we're gonna do a quick review. Oh, and if you notice, the back window is actually slightly tinted. I wanna open the trunk, the engine for you, just so you can see this V6, if I can figure out how to do it. It may be simple, simpler than I think. Oh yeah, see, like, see these latches? You take that up. You want to put some pressure on here. And that comes up. Then that's it. And then there's a latch underneath here. Somehow I can get it. Alright, we're gonna figure that out. So I figured out when you get inside here, there's a little bar you pull to the side, then this comes up, and then you're in. So this is the engine. I'm not gonna do anything too special. Things are covered, or partially covered, but it's a V6, so it's powerful enough to get you through some of the tough spots. And this is it. It's pretty compact and press in there. When I had my old Wrangler, I had a 4-cylinder and it just was not powerful enough. So the V6 definitely gets you where you need to go. So anyway, I'm gonna lock it down. So this is your walk around. The wheels are standard, but the wheel wells are flared out so you can put larger wheels. These are 17-inch rims. I think they come standard that you can put up to 30-inch rims in there, or wheels in there, without it really scraping. And then with the Rubicon, the wheel wells are even higher. But this is what you're getting. And this orange seems to be pretty popular. As you guys saw with that Sahara, this is the Sport. This is the Jeep Gladiator Sport. And as you saw with the Wrangler that we saw earlier, this color is just kind of a really popular color. And we talked about kind of like the little Easter egg kind of things on there. They have Jeeps on the wheels, and they hide little Jeep symbols all over this vehicle. But that being said, overall, I like the car. So driving the vehicle, I have to say that I really appreciated the comfort of it. It's actually quite comfortable considering it is based on the Wrangler, but it's the Gladiator. But I liked it. It's a little loud, but that's okay. The soft top, I think, makes it louder. If you have the hard top, it's not quite as loud. The list price for this model, which they have 3 different types. They have this one, they have the mid-level, and then they have the Rubicon version. This one starts at about $35,000, but it's 4-wheel drive built in. And then you have the Rubicon, which starts about $45,000. That's delivered. So there are just different options that you can have with this vehicle. I think it's a great car. It's reminiscent, like I said, of the Wrangler. There are certain things as we go through it. I'll talk more about things that are similar to the Wrangler, but I like it. I would say if you like Wranglers, you like Jeep, that's your car, that's your jam, I would get one. So with that, let's close this out. So I have to say that I like the new Jeep, the 2020 Jeep. I saw it in DC. I said, I gotta check it out. I need to drive it, see what it's like. I haven't had a Wrangler in over 20 years. And this actually drives surprisingly well. It has some road noise, but it's not overly loud. I like it. I would say if you are in the market for kind of a mid-sized truck, this is a good combo. And it's a convertible. And it's moderately priced. Like I said, this model starts at a $35,000, and then they have the ones that go all the way up to $45,000, which is the Rubicon edition. But this is good, so I say check it out. This is your boy GB Reviews. Please subscribe, like below. Let me know your comments, and I hope to catch you next time. Let me know if you buy this Jeep, and I'll talk to you. You guys take care, and subscribe and like below. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm on the road again. Yeah, anyway, it's your boy GB. I'm out.
Subscribe, but like below.